All right, Coach, would you like to give us your opening statement?
Sure. I mean, just excited for our team. I thought we played well for a majority of the game. I thought they did a great job of executing the game plan and, sustained it. Obviously, some stuff that we can continue to work on, but I think overall just really pleased with the performance.
Coach, congrats on the win. In the first half, Shrita only had 2 points, and the rest of the team really stepped up. There was a lot of good team basketball in the first half, especially. Could you kind of take us through kind of your game plan coming off of a really short rest, and then Shrita like not 100% going into this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think for her, she's obviously a super senior right now, so she gets banged up. I mean, everybody kind of keys on her, and so everybody's pretty physical with her. You can see she tries to take charges, she gets hit a lot, so I think, that's just kind of how it's going to be for her for the next couple games, and we just got to try to rest her and keep her healthy, and same with this one over here. But it's a physical game. I mean, I think I do think the team stepped up and kind of picked up some stuff, and I think that we have a team that can do that, which is great. We have a lot of versatility. Whether it's the post players or Tamika or Dayla or Sam, we've had different people step up throughout the season, and I think that's why we've been successful, and that's why we're at where we are at, is because we have a very versatile team. So people are going to key on Shrita, and that's fine. If you have to take Shrita away, we have obviously other weapons. So I thought Shrita, she still did some really, really good things for us.
Coach, SFA came to this game top 50 in the country in shooting percentage. Today you held them to 35.7%. How big is that just for the team?
It's big. I mean, it's always a focus for us. I think one of the things that we always talk about that maybe people don't realize is where we live, the altitude. Like, we try to make it tough. We try to push the tempo a little bit so that hopefully that second half shots are short. And I think, we've seen that in other games. We saw it in this game. I think it's tough when we keep pushing the tempo. Like, people get worn down and they get tired in the second half.
Coach, you guys are now 11-1 at home. What makes you guys so hard to beat, just here in Cedar City at the American First Event Center?
A lot of things. I think, being at home, playing at altitude, I think we have great fans here. We have good support. I think they like being at home. It's just that comfortableness of being here. So it's a great place. I mean, I think since I've been here, we've always had a great home court advantage, and that's something we want to continue with.
Yeah, and if you want to talk a little bit, holding them to just 59 points, I believe they average 77, almost 78 points per game, and it's top 30 in the nation.
Yeah.
Just what was the game plan focusing on limiting their
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about personnel, so understanding what, Lizzie's guarding a really good post player and what she likes to do, and we simulated in practice. I mean, my scout team in practice is our coaching staff, and they're probably a top 10 team in the country. They're very good. So, I think they do a really good job of representing what they're going to see, and I felt like we did a good job of preparing. We had a great practice. We had a good shoot around where I felt like the girls were locked in and ready to go.
Lizzie, you had another monster double-double today. They were really physical down low, trying to get you off your game, trying to steal the ball from you. How important is it for you to try to adjust to those game plans and try to kick it out and try to get more threes for the team?
I think it's definitely important and something I still need to work on. I probably could have been a lot tougher than I was and focused on making more shots, but it's just a matter of holding the ball and being safe with it, and my girls do a good job of being able to release me from that pressure and coming and getting it and helping me out. So.
Tamika, 14 points on the evening, and you had big defensive stops throughout. What was your mindset on the court tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to be there, for the team. I, haven't been able to be there for a lot of the games recently, so I wanted to get out there, and obviously I'm very competitive. This is a really big game for us, and so I want to be able to help the team as much as I could, especially on the defensive end. So.
Coach, you guys just beat a very talented Stephen F. Austin team. Now you guys are 13-1 in conference play. With this being such a highly anticipated game with the two top teams in the conference, what does a victory here say about your team?
Well, I think it's kind of what I've been trying to tell them all season is I feel like we're a really good team. We have all the puzzle pieces. We just haven't, I don't think, even being 13-1, I don't think we've put it all together. I think this was a great showcase of how good we can be, but I still think, you take some of those turnovers away at the end, you take some of those missed free throws, and there's still things that we can always continue to work on, and I I am hard on them. You know, I think we always expect a little bit more, and I think they're giving us a little bit more, and it's fun to see. You know, I think we can just continue to keep getting better in these last couple of weeks as we head into the conference tournament. But the other thing is, like, we can't look past our next game. This was a huge game, you know, and it's exciting because it's the number 2 team, and, you know, I know there was a lot of anticipation for it, but kind of for me, it's just another game. Like, I tell them every game, this is the most important game of the season, you know? Whether you're playing Stephen F. Austin or you're playing someone that's at the bottom of the conference, you have to be ready to play. So.
Yeah, and then you guys were really aggressive in the paint. I noticed, like, both teams were, I think you guys only shot 7 threes, something like that. Was it focusing on trying to get Johnson in foul trouble? Or
we kind of thought that could potentially happen, but that wasn't really kind of the game plan that we went into. You know, we knew that they were going to hedge some screens and we could maybe attack the screens. We knew we had a height advantage in the post. I thought Lizzie and Meg did a great job of, you know, being strong in there, and they had some good post-to-post passes off of double teams and stuff like that. So I thought they did a great job of handling it. And, you know, we're not going to change. Like, we're as big as we are for the rest of the season, you know, and so we got to play to that strength, and people have to figure out how to match up to that.
Coach, we have a big road trip in Texas next weekend before we come back home for the last 2 games of the regular season before heading into Vegas. Is there anything you want to say to the fans as we kind of gear up for this last stretch of the season?
Absolutely. I mean, they've been so supportive, and I think that's one of our favorite things after games is, and I think that's a huge part of winning, and we talk about it. I mean, I've said it to them during the game. You know, you have people that show up to watch you. Now you have to put on a show to make them want to come back. And to their credit, they've done that, and I think we have great fan support. We want to continue to grow our fan support, and I know that spring break is, you know, our last week that we're at home, and so hopefully the community of Cedar City can come out and check us out.
All good.
Would you like to leave us with anything?
No, just come check us out.